Hi guys, Arthur here from Homeowner DIY. Guys, this is your quick tip of the week. So the battery in the 2001 Buick that we have is flat. It's no longer holding a charge anymore. How do you tell if your battery is going flat or your alternator is not working anymore? If your battery is still good but your alternator is not, what you're going to notice is that the battery is getting progressively weaker. It's not going to die all of a sudden, but you'll notice lights getting dimmer, wipers moving but slowly. You'll just notice that the battery is not all that strong anymore. When your battery is failing and it's going flat, you're going to notice that it can barely turn over the car if it does. Now, I actually ran into this problem where the car wouldn't turn over anymore, and I just bought a replacement battery the other day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try starting the car so you can see what a failing or a failed battery looks like. So this battery doesn't have the power to turn the car over anymore. When the car is going to be started, that is what they call cold cranking amps. That is the single biggest draw on the battery. When it gets cold, your battery is going to have a harder time trying to turn over. But with this in mind, it's time to replace the battery in this car. They say every couple of years to replace a battery. I would personally just leave it until it's getting to the point that it doesn't turn over all that well anymore, and then that'll be your time to replace the battery. The last time I replaced this battery was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. It's been a while. But with that in mind, what we'll do now is material and tools. All right, this is the material and tools list. So I have a replacement battery. This is a Master Select. I have never heard of this brand before, but this car isn't driven all that much, so I don't think going for a premium quality battery is necessary in my case. In your case, I suggest get what you think you should get, but I'm always a proponent of getting quality parts. Socket set. This is basic stuff. You don't need any specialty tools to replace a battery. And then just for safety purposes, safety glasses, because when you connect a new battery, there will be little tiny sparks. Guys, this is the material and tools list for this job. So let's change out this battery. The battery is here. It's underneath this bar. So these two bolts need to be taken out. The one at the top needs to be loosened just so this bar can be swung out of the way. There is down here, there is the one bolt that has this bracket that holds the battery down, and then there are two bolts, one for positive, one for negative, that are for the leads for the battery. These are the few things that we need to remove to take out the battery for this 2001 Buick Regal. These bolts here, these are 1/2 inch. You can use a little bit of penetrating fluid if you want. I didn't. The bracket at the bottom, this is also 1/2 inch, at least for it is on this car. So in case you guys want to know what this thing looks like, you have the clip on the side here, and then we have our bolt. So the clip is going to catch onto the side of the battery. Now for our positive and the negative, on this one specifically, it's 8mm. I don't know if this is original because the other bolts in the car are Imperial. Now, which one that you take off first, it doesn't matter. At least I've never been told that it matters. And because this battery is so incredibly weak, there are no sparks that are going to come from the leads when the battery is being either connected or disconnected. The battery for this car, it doesn't have the top leads, it has ones on the side. So the red is the positive side. It also has a positive symbol here. Black is the negative side. Alright, so this is where the battery actually goes in. So this is the cooling hose from the reservoir for the heating, cooling system. So there is the bracket is down here, and then that is where the screw for the other bracket plastic thing goes in. So the battery has a couple parts that will be hooked onto the two brackets on the side. Alright, so this here, and then this is the bracket with the one bolt, and it'll go on like that to hold it down, and then the opposite side will go onto the metal portion that is attached to the car. Grab the battery by the handle and then slide it into position. Now make sure the far back side is underneath the bracket portion. With the battery in place, I can now put in the bolt for the bracket. Alright, so our bracket with the bolt, put it into the hole and then thread the bolt into the hole. Now the bracket also has a notch, so it'll slide along with the bolt to get it into place. Now for torque, just tighten the bolt down until you start feeling resistance. Give the battery a shake. Does it seem solid? In this case it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the bar that goes on top of the battery. Alright, for the bar, just put it back over. I didn't mention this earlier, but always check. These two are the same, so it doesn't matter which one goes into which hole. For the battery leads, the positive, negative, I don't think it matters which one you put on first. Do whatever is harder first, because depending on the car, sometimes you're gonna have other problems. Alright, with the one terminal hooked up, you're gonna get some sparks from the other one. Alright, with that in place, put this back down. New battery's in, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car and make sure that everything is running properly. Alright, the new battery's in, so we're going to give it a test. And everything is now running once again as it should be. Changing out a battery is very simple. I don't see why you need to pay anybody to do it. If you're going to pay somebody to change out a battery, the shop is going to charge you a 1 hour minimum. But with minimal tools, you can do this on your own. As for frequency of changing a car battery, in my opinion, do it when it starts to go flat. Don't do this every 2 years, 3 years type of thing, because remember, the manufacturer is always trying to sell you another battery. But guys, that is your quick tip of the week.